And the game of the year is Astrobot.
Oh my god, he's this early? Hey! Oh ho! Joker! That's Ratchet, right? Oh, yo, what's up, Rivet? I didn't realize she was in this game too. Astrobot is one of the best 3D platformers to release in the last decade, releasing on September 6, 2024, exactly 1 year ago from the release of this video. This game was met with absolutely stunning reviews from PlayStation fans and gaming fans alike, so much so that this game was awarded the highest honor in gaming, being named the Game of the Year of 2024. That being said, how does this game hold up 1 year later? Does this game still live up to the hype? Is it still worth a playthrough? In this video, we're going to be talking about Astrobot, what people love about it, what people still say about it to this day, and just overall how well it's aged as a 3D platformer. Now, I do understand that even though this game is a year old, I will be doing my best to provide spoiler warnings ahead of time, because I am aware that a lot of people haven't had the chance to play this game yet, given the current economy. So bear with me, there will be some light spoilers here and there, but any super heavy spoilers I will try to leave behind a spoiler wall. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about it. I guess we should just start by explaining what Astrobot even is. Astrobot is a 3D platformer that has you playing as a little robot fittingly named Astrobot, as you go through multiple different levels in different galaxies, rescuing lost bots while recovering the 5 pieces of the PS5 from the game's main boss. This game is a direct sequel to the free PlayStation 5 game, Astro's Playroom, as well as the PlayStation VR game, Astro's Rescue Mission. All these games play similarly, but they each have their own differences. Obviously, one of them being in VR, and Astro's Playroom is more so like a tech demo of the PS5. It uses a lot more of the DualSense controller than the actual Astrobot game itself does, though Astrobot does have some DualSense use in it, just not nearly as much as Astro's Playroom. Now, when it comes to the control scheme of this game, it's very simple, and they did that intentionally. You can jump with X, hover by holding X, you can punch with square, and while holding square, you can do a spin attack, which can also be used to dig in certain areas. That is essentially every single move that this game has, other than a few special moves that vary each level. This simple moveset makes it very easy for anybody to learn how to play the game. But the additional gameplay changes in each level add some depth and change to every level as well. Each level featured a variety of different power-ups that kept the gameplay interesting and fresh every level. There are 12 of these power-ups, most of them reappearing more than once, with only a few appearing one single time, such as the Sponge Bot, which can suck in and absorb water to spit it back out, mainly to fill up certain areas with water or to extinguish fires in the level that it's in. It is a bit unfortunate that this one is only used once, because this is a really cool power-up, and I really do hope that maybe they add more levels in the future that use this feature, because I really like this power-up. The mouse shrink also only appears in one level, and if not obvious enough, it shrinks Astrobot down to the size of a mouse, allowing him to go through this entire giant little house kind of level, which is, again, one of the most fun levels in the game, and it's really unfortunate that they didn't ever use this power-up again. The other power-ups appear a lot more often and are a lot more versatile. The Monkey Climb ability uses the DualSense controller to actually physically climb each banana, as well as spinning the controller to jump higher on these certain sections. It also has the ability to slam the ground, as well as picking up and throwing rocks at enemies. This one appears a couple of times in the game and is really fun to use every time. The Frog Punch gives you extendable arms for punching and can stick to certain surfaces, which is needed for some platforming challenges later in the levels. The Squid Balloon inflates Astrobot, essentially giving him a floating high jump. The Penguin is very basic, just giving Astrobot the ability to swim faster. The Teddy Cymbals activates nearby objects with the cymbals. This one isn't that useful, but it does appear in a couple levels. The Samurai Roll power-up essentially makes Astrobot become an invulnerable rolling ball, which is really fun, not gonna lie. Bulldog Dash essentially just shoots Astrobot forward, similar to the thruster pack from Ratchet and Clank. The Chicken Jump does the exact same thing, this time upwards instead of forwards. The Elephant Suck is used to suck up multiple different materials, which are then spit back out to be used as platforms. There are many different things that it can suck up, so each level has like a different one. So it actually feels way more fresh to use this thing multiple times, because most of the time it's a different thing that you're sucking up. This is probably the most well-used and optimized power-up. And the last one is one of the most fun in the game, the Slow-Mo Watch. This gives the player the ability to slow down the entire level except for Astrobot himself. Now, unfortunately, this is an underutilized power-up, only showing up in like 2 or 3 levels, but it's really fun. Not only is it fun, it's also a reference to the PlayStation VR. Astrobot is literally wearing the PlayStation VR on his head, which is absolutely just an amazing reference. These power-ups allow for some really fun and tricky puzzles throughout the game, as well as some additional platforming and combat variants to spice things up, keeping the gameplay fresh throughout every single level. Though there are a few power-ups that tend to get used a lot more than others, making them get a bit repetitive, but not to the point where it feels tedious to use them. Now, enough about the movement. What we need to talk about now is the levels. The levels are where this game shines. This game is separated into 5 separate worlds, as well as some bonus worlds. Each world has 5 main levels, a boss level, and then a level featuring a specific playstyle based on what game the bot is related to. We'll talk about that later. Each world also has many bonus levels that we'll also cover later. Now, every level in this game kind of has its own theme, with some just being normal sunshiny day, other ones taking place in the clouds. Others will reference different areas in the world, such as like a casino, a frozen wasteland, a deep dark forest, Japanese temples, construction zones. There are many other locations, and they are absolutely gorgeous looking. This game graphically is absolutely beautiful and really tests the limits of the PS5. Now, obviously, it doesn't look like GTA 6 or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Black Myth Wukong, like these really good looking games. But it's the art style they chose. For the art style that they chose for Astrobot, this game looks beautiful. Now, not only are these levels fun, vibrant, and expansive, but they also feature many different collectibles. These collectibles being the main gimmick of the game. Each level features 7 bots, 3 puzzle pieces, and 2 of the 5 main levels feature a secret exit that lead to a secret level. Now, of these 7 bots hidden in each level, there are usually 2 to 3 of them that have these PlayStation buttons around their icon, and that means they are a licensed character. These licensed bots are from various PlayStation games from the past and present, these bots being the main appeal to the game. Whether it's because you like the characters, or maybe it's been years since they've had a game made for them, it's a nice nostalgic kick to see some of your favorite mascots in a modern title. Whether it be Ratchet and Rivet from Ratchet and Clank. Oh my god, he's this early? Holy shit. He's the first fucking bot you find? Oh, yo, what's up, Rivet? I didn't realize she was in this game too. Sly Cooper, Joker from Persona, Crash Bandicoot, Parappa the Rapper, Spyro, Spike, Kratos, Aloy. I could go on forever. This game features characters from over 100 different PlayStation IPs, most of them being classic games from the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era, some of the best eras of gaming. And most of these games, unfortunately, will never see the light of the gaming world ever again, which is why seeing these characters in a modern game is just such a nostalgic throwback. This game really, really likes nostalgia. It's kind of one of the biggest parts about this game. Now, for now, that covers the bots. Let's talk about what the puzzle pieces do. There are 3 puzzle pieces in each level, and after collecting a certain amount of puzzle pieces and returning to the crash site, you unlock multiple different things. Collecting 16 total puzzle pieces unlocks the Gotcha Lab, which is yet another nostalgic trip. The Gotcha Lab allows for you to spend 100 coins to basically purchase accessories for all of the bots that you have found and rescued so far. It basically just further references their game, adding more charm to these forgotten characters. Like, you can find Ratchet's wrench, Sly Cooper will go into a vault, Cloud Strife gets his sword, you can get Aku Aku for Crash Bandicoot. All of these amazing references just add so much more charm to these forgotten characters, and it's just another nostalgic kick that makes this game shine. Now, collecting 32 total puzzle pieces unlocks the Dual Speeder Garage, which lets you change the color of your DualSense ship, adding more personality to the game. Now, fortunately, you don't really see your ship other than when you launch into every level, so it's not like a huge deal, but it is cool to have the customization options. Collecting 48 total puzzle pieces unlocks the Changing Room, which is another amazing part of the game, allowing you to change your outfit into many different PlayStation characters, including the GOAT. More ships and costumes can also be unlocked from the Gotcha Lab, which just makes the Gotcha Lab even better. Unlocking 64 puzzle pieces unlocks the Safari Room as well as Photo Mode. This doesn't really lead to much other than some additional coins and cute pictures on every level. If you're into that kind of stuff, have at it. But me personally, I just think every game nowadays has a photo mode, and I don't really think it needs one. But again, if it's your thing, go for it. Collecting all the puzzle pieces unlocks a special endgame surprise for those looking for an extra incentive. I will not spoil it right here, but I will say it is fun. When it comes to the secret exits in each secret exit unlocks a new level in the secret bonus world, the Lost Galaxy. You can get over 10 additional levels here, with some of the secret exits being very sneaky and tricky to find. I didn't find my first one until the 3rd world. These were very tough to find. Now, the bonus levels are a bit smaller than the main levels, only having 5 total bots and 2 total puzzle pieces, as opposed to the normal 7 bots and 3 puzzle pieces. But these levels are still a ton of fun and usually focus on one main gimmick. As well as the main levels, each world also has a bunch of mini levels, which are very short levels with a specific playstyle. Crumble Rumble has you fighting enemies while the floor crumbles around you, meaning you have to take them out quickly so you don't fall through the floor. Retro Rampage has all of the enemies and environments in an 8-bit retro kind of look, which doesn't add too much challenge, but it does give you some big enemies that take a couple hits to take out. Rolling Star Sola just has you on a rolling ball avoiding obstacles. This is basically like the Rolling Star Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy. They're tricky, but they're not too bad. And then World 2, 3, 4, and 5 feature 4 special PlayStation button themed levels based on the X, circle, triangle, and square buttons, which are very short but very challenging levels, truly putting your skills to the test. And unlike all the other levels, all of these mini levels only feature a single bot to be rescued at the end. Alright, now let's get to the actual best part of the game. These special licensed game levels. Now this is going to be a spoiler heavy section if you don't want these amazing levels spoiled. Go ahead and skip to the time on screen to avoid spoilers. After each boss fight in each world, there's a special level based on a mainline game from the PlayStation generations. These being by far the most fun levels in the game. After we defeat World 1's boss Mighty Chewy, we unlock the level Apes on the Loose, where we find Spike from the Ape Escape franchise, leading us to the next level, that being a level based entirely on the hit PlayStation 1 game, Ape Escape. Spike hands us the net and tasks us with chasing down the monkeys. He's been doing this for years. He's passing the torch to us now. We have to catch a total of 10 monkeys, including a boss fight with Spectre, the main villain of the franchise. This level was a lot of fun and definitely poses some difficulty when getting all of the apes. You do get a couple gadgets to help you find them, such as the monkey radar, which tells you where the monkeys are, which was very helpful because some of them were pretty hidden. The special level in World 2 after defeating Wako Taco, I think that's how you pronounce it, and saving Kratos is Bot of War, where we find Kratos, who gives us his axe, which we can throw at multiple different objects with the ability to magically return it right back to us with the press of a button. This level is without a single doubt in my mind the best level in the entire game. This level has so many amazing references to the God of War franchise, including some special themed bots, as well as 7 hidden Odin's Ravens. Collecting them all gives you a trophy. Not to mention the OST here is absolutely insane. The things I would do to play this level for the first time again and just experience it with a fresh set of eyes and ears again. I'd do a lot for that. The next themed level is based off the Uncharted franchise from the PlayStation 3 era, giving us access to a gun as well as some platforming challenges. This was a lot of fun, but wasn't as fun for me as the Ape Escape one personally, because I mean, a platformer with a gun, at that point we're just playing Ratchet and Clank. It was still fun though, and I definitely can't hate. This was a good level. The next level after World 4 is based on the PSP game Loco Roco, which is a very wild game that I have never played before, but had a very fun experience with this nonetheless. This level requires you to shrink into smaller selves as well as growing back in size. I don't know much about this game, but from what I heard from those who did play it back on the PSP, they had a really good time with it. So it was awesome to see such an interesting game be referenced in Astro Bot. And the final themed level after beating the 5th world was based on the PlayStation 4 game Horizon Forbidden West, where we played as Aloy, and this one, in my opinion, was just the most disappointing when it came to the ability, because we just got a bow, which was already in Astro's Playroom, but was cut from this game so that it could be included here, which I thought was kind of disappointing. This time, however, we could zoom in and slow down the game while doing it, so I guess that was kind of a nice addition. This level was a lot of fun and definitely had a really intense boss fight at the end. Unfortunately, it doesn't help that I haven't really played Horizon, so I didn't get most of these references, but I'm sure those who did really loved them. Again, it's just amazing to see all these games referenced in Astro Bot. Regardless of what I felt on some of these levels, they were an absolutely amazing addition to the game and were definitely the most memorable parts of the game. Now, after leaving each and every level, we head to the crash site, which is kind of the hub for this game, and it's definitely not a bad hub, but it is a little bland. With some side quests to do with the bots, the more bots you collect, the more you can do. The PS5 also gets more and more repaired as you progress through the game, while also singing a song that gets more and more fire as you go. That is, until you get the cooling fan. I don't know what it is, but in my opinion, the cooling fan kind of ruins it. Other than that, the impact site shows all your collected bots and has some hidden trophies and collectibles. Another huge thing that makes this game shine is the OST. This game's music is some of the best I've heard in gaming in years. They absolutely cooked with this soundtrack. Every level has an amazing track that fits the build of the level so well. Some of the levels literally making me stop for a second and listen to the track, because it was, as the boomers say, knocking my socks off. I mean, some of these were just ridiculously fire, as the Gen Zs would say. Now, the one thing that I think hinders this game the most is the replayability. Nostalgia is a very, very powerful thing in gamers, especially nowadays. After a while, nostalgia just doesn't keep the same effect. This game has very fun gameplay, and the OST makes it more and more enjoyable, but what most of this game relies on is the nostalgia of seeing all of these amazing PlayStation characters, which is what is missing during a replay through of the game. It's still fun to see them, but it will never be the same as the first time you rescued them. This is the same story for the final boss. The final boss was such an amazing experience, having all the PlayStation consoles and characters helping us take out the space bully Nebulox. The experience of this fight is, again, built on nostalgia. There's so much amazing stuff going on, and it's just not as fun the second time around. But honestly, you could say that for any of the games that are played nowadays. I just think this one relies a lot on nostalgia. Now, when it comes to the game's difficulty, it is definitely meant for a more casual audience, but definitely features some more tricky and challenging levels for those more experienced into gaming. This game takes the approach that early platformers took, giving us basically only one hit. So throughout the entire game, if Astrobot gets hit one single time, he is dead. Now, the checkpoints in this game are pretty generous, so obviously when you die, you go back to a checkpoint, and unlike older platformers, this game doesn't have lives, so it's not as bad when you die, you just have to restart from the checkpoint. Now, there are a few exclusions to this. Some of the really tricky levels in this game do not feature any checkpoints, and all of the boss fights give you 3 health, so that you are able to get hit a couple times. Other than those boss fights, you can't take a single hit. This definitely killed me a lot, because it just takes one simple slip up to die, and there are a lot of unique enemies in this game, some of them being really challenging. Really makes you think about how to kill them. When it comes to the overall difficulty of this game, it could definitely be classified as easy, but you definitely can't do like a deathless run of the game. I do appreciate that the base game is pretty much a straight playthrough, not that difficult, but then all the additional challenges and all the additional tough levels I think is really awesome, and definitely makes this game a lot more fun to play for those who are really experienced in 3D platformers such as this game. Difficulty wise, I think they balanced it so well, and it's really just something that makes this game shine even more. Now, when it comes to what's really the difference between this game now and between release, we have had quite a few bit of DLC updates since its release. We've had a Christmas level added, a time trials world added, where you race against the clock, as well as a challenge world that, as the name states, has challenging levels that truly test your Astrobot skills. These levels were some of the most fun levels I had, because I like to think I'm decent at 3D platformers. This world said, yeah, no the hell you're not. So that world definitely tested my patience for a few of them. But it was amazing to just be able to beat them and see how much better I was getting at the game. It's just so amazing seeing that the team is still adding content to the game. And the best part about it is the fact that all of these DLCs were entirely free. This is an amazing step in the right direction for gaming. I really hope more companies can do this, because it's obvious to me more than ever that they're not just releasing content because the game was unfinished. Astro Bot was a finished game. I would have been perfectly fine spending my $70 on this game and just it being the base game. But the fact that they're adding more free content is just amazing. And it's just such an I love you letter to all of the fans of Astro Bot. I think this is one of the main reasons that this game even was up for Game of the Year. This game was an absolute love letter to PlayStation fans. And nowadays with all this AAA garbage we're getting, all these unfinished games, all these online service, pay to win, loot boxes, all this stuff that we have. And Team Asobi just drops Astro Bot, and it's the full game, and they're adding more, and it's free, and they're not expecting us to pay DLC. It's absolutely one of the best things I've seen in gaming since the PlayStation 3 era. So I really hope Team Asobi is planning on cooking more content for this game, and if not, take a break, work on the sequel. But this franchise is not going anywhere. We are going to see more of this game. 1 year later, this game is better than it's ever been. This game is without a doubt one of the greatest platformers made in the last year, but is already starting to get some competition with games like Donkey Kong Bonanza out now on the Switch 2, with that game's reviews being as good as, if not better, than Astro Bot. But aside from that, this game is one of the only PlayStation platformers out there, other than a few like Ratchet and Clank and Crash Bandicoot, that are out here, but they don't come as close to as good as Astro Bot to the general public. I wish they would, but I understand they're a lot more niche. Astro Bot was catered to everybody, to every PlayStation fan, to casuals, to hardcore gamers. This game was catered for everyone. This game is 100% worth a playthrough and absolutely 100% deserves Game of the Year. But is definitely not as replayable as other games, just due to the nostalgia effect. Now, this game was the only reason I even bought a PS5. And as much as I loved the game, I don't know if I'd recommend buying a PS5 just for this game. That's a bit of a commitment just for a game. Do I regret it? No. But would I recommend it? Also no. Regardless, this game definitely still holds up and is 100% worth playing 1 year later. I give Astro Bot overall an 8 out of 10. This game was an absolute experience, but unfortunately lacks in the replayability aspect. Everything else about it is absolutely perfect. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I have never made a video like this, so please let me know how I did, if I did it right, if I did it wrong, if you hate me, if you all unsubscribed, please let me know. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments, as that's the easiest way to communicate with me and let me know that you liked it. Be sure to also hit that like button, because that is another fantastic way of letting me know that you liked this video. I'm fully aware that this video will likely bomb on my channel, since I am a Ratchet and Clank channel. But if for some reason this is picked up by the algorithm and you see this, thank you. Anyways, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. We are getting closer and closer every single day. Thank you to all my members. You guys help me make amazing videos, and I really appreciate the financial support that you guys provide me. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below for more perks and benefits. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you guys next Saturday. Ninja out.